Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know it's been quite a while since I've last posted. As you can tell behind me, the setup's kind of different, and that's the reason why it's been so long since I've posted. My lady and I had to move out of our spot in Sun Valley. We were looking for a spot up there. We were renting the spot that we were at previously. The lady wanted an arm and a leg and your left kidney and your firstborn kid. Like, she wanted so much for the house that we ended up trying to find a new spot up there. And due to all the Californians moving up to Idaho, we could not compete with the market. So we ended up moving, which all in all wasn't the worst because we have a really nice spot now. I've got a lot more space in the garage. And for the price compared to Sun Valley, we got a way better house than anything we could have imagined getting up there. So I'm gonna catch you guys up on the van. It's been a while. There's a long story behind that, but yeah, so here's the Destrovan with the 4L60 Fix Me. There's the old tranny. Don't mind all the boxes. Since we've been moving, we've bought a lot of shit and we've moved a lot of shit, so we've got a lot of boxes piled in the garage, but we've got a nice 2-car garage now. I got it all decked out, got myself a toolbox here, used the head gasket off the BMW as a decorative piece for my kids' pictures. The used turbos off the Beamer sitting there. Obviously they're backwards, but I wanted a spot to put the filters. So I've just kind of set the garage up in the way that I would like it. Over here we got a nice bench, and this bench folds down. This is usually the workbench, but we had some family come and visit, and I just needed a spot to move shit. Courtney gave me an early Christmas gift and got me this dope-ass air compressor that has been super helpful with all the shit that we've been doing. Unfortunately, the Beamer was going to be parked in here, but being that I needed all the space I could with the van, the Beamer is unfortunately sitting outside. She is very neglected, dirty as shit. And I mean, she made it down here. She didn't really have too many issues until about 5 miles outside of the house, and then she started dumping coolant, and I said, fuck you, I don't care if you're dry. We're gonna get you to the new spot. So we've been here for about a month and a half, 2 months maybe, and over that time, we finally got the transmission in. We didn't get the transmission in until we moved into this spot. Everything is hooked back up, everything is in. We put a new radiator in it, put brakes and rotors, got the whole front end assembled completely again with brand new pieces. The new tranny is in. There's a long story with that. The guy that I bought the transmission off of sent us the new tranny, said that everything was going to be fine, just bolt up ready. So I spent the better part of 8 hours trying to get the new trans in, and I was dealing with like this 1 to 2 inch gap on the tranny, and I could not get it to tighten down. And, you know, and as I'm sitting there cussing just everybody out, just being super pissed off, I decided to take the time and take the new torque converter and the old torque converter and lay them next to each other, and turns out the guy we bought the tranny from sent us the wrong fucking torque converter, which made sense as to why I couldn't fit the new tranny up. Unfortunately, doing that, I cracked the new bell housing. Not nearly cracked, I should say, just fucking broke. Luckily enough, I just took the old torque converter, put it in the new trans, took the old bell housing off the old trans, and swapped those out. So I was able to get the trans all hooked back up and connected. And then after that, I had to put the transfer case in, the drive shafts, the subframe, torsion bars, all that good shit. And just recently, I think actually 2-3 days ago, it was ready to start. And I went to start it, and you can see there's tranny fluid under there. The guy told me, yeah, it's 13 to 15 quarts dry. Well, I put 12 quarts in, and it started leaking tranny fluid out of the rear where it connects to the transfer case, so obviously he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about there. Anyway, I went to start it up, and there's this god-awful noise. There's no check engine lights, so that's a plus, but there's this god-awful noise coming from the bell housing, and I think what happened is when I was trying to put that new tranny on with the transfer case that was wrong, I think I actually ended up cracking the flywheel, which means I gotta pull the tranny back off. I don't have to completely drop it. I gotta move it about, I don't know, 5 to 6 inches back just so I can get to the flywheel, take off the 6 bolts, and hopefully replace that. But I'm going to talk to the transmission guy about him covering that because, well, he sent us the wrong fucking bell housing or torque converter, and he said that everything was going to be bolt up ready. Same thing with the fluid, put the fluid in and leaked a bunch out. So there's issues that are there, but everything is hooked back up. Like I said, we've got the new tranny, the torque converter, the transfer case, drive shafts, the exhaust. The exhaust is running some patches because, well, the exhaust did not want to go back in for the life of it, but managed to get that back in, got everything hooked up. No check engine lights, like I said, but it has this awful noise coming from the torque converter flywheel area. So I've got the starter somewhere. It's dangling, I think. I might have hooked it back up just to see if it would make a difference with the work that I did when I took the starter out, but it hasn't. And I think the tranny's still completely overfull with fluid, so I got to go back through here and try to figure out what the hell is going on with it. And I just have not had the patience to do that. So the like I said, the van's in the new spot. The new spot's pretty dope. It's like 3 times bigger than the old spot. Like I said, the garage space is super nice, but then we also have the we have just, the house comes with so much cool shit. It's got, can't remember what the hell you call it, but the walls vacuum shit up, which I think is, any house I've lived in was, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years older than I am. And this house was built in 2006, so it's got a lot of cool features. I mean, it's got speakers in the ceiling. We hooked up an amp, got Bluetooth, so we can listen to music wherever, whenever. The walls control the volume. I mean, it's super cool. I am very much enjoying the new spot, and it's ours. We're not renting anymore, and we don't have to deal with any kind of landlords, although we live in a cookie cutter neighborhood and there's HOA, but they seem to leave us alone for the most part. We had the van. We towed the van down here because we didn't get the tranny in until we moved into the new spot, so we towed it down here. It had a tarp over the windows because I wasn't going to hook the battery up with all the shit disconnected and no fluids in it. So, like, maybe 2 weeks after being moved into the new spot, they cited us for having a immobile vehicle on the side of the road. So we towed it in. I ended up having to grab a winch, and we have storage in the back side of the garage here. So I opened up these 2 doors and I wrapped the chain around here, grabbed a winch, and fucking winched this motherfucker into the garage. And this is where it sat. And like I said, the other day I went to start it thinking everything was going to be good. I could pull this bitch out and pull the actual nice car back into here. And some things went wrong. So, I just wanted to give you guys a little update. Like I said, I know it's been a while since I posted, and hopefully as soon as this van actually gets done, sorry, God, I got the hiccups. As soon as this van actually gets done, I want to pull the Beamer in. I need to rewrap the trunk because there's been a lot of neighborhood kids that come around. They're cool kids, they're super nice, but one thought it would be cool to write in the dust some bullshit on the trunk, and washing it didn't take it out or anything like that, so I got to rewrap the trunk. We end up keeping the dogs in the garage while we're gone because they like to tear shit up, and they have proceeded to claw the doors, so there's a ton of scratches on both sides of the doors on the Beamer. So I got to rewrap all that, and nothing's changed since the last video I posted about the the coolant issue. I have seen where the coolant is leaking from, and it's leaking from the head again right over the Vanos solenoids, and I'm to the point now where I either find a block for cheap, another N54 block, or I'm just going to LS swap it. I honestly just want to LS swap it because I want reliability and I want power. And Germans just don't know how to do that. They know how to make power, but they don't know how to be reliable. Or they know how to be reliable and make no power. So I think I'm going to LS swap that. So my first thing is just to fix the wrap that's fucked up on it, kind of get a budget set up for the LS swap and figure out what I want to do. I mean, everyone's like, do a junkyard 5.3, but personally, I would like to go with 6.0 because I do want to boost it, and I either want to do a fat single turbo, but if I do a 5.3, then I'll probably just do 2 eBay turbos and join in on all the memes of the junkyard 5.3 with 2 eBay turbos walking everything around. But I don't want to be that guy. I want to get a nice solid block that's built up, good heads, great, all the valves, just all of it. I just want everything to be solid when I drop the engine in. There's a website that makes E90 LS swap kits for the motor mounts, the trans brackets, all that good shit. And so that's hopefully the plan. And, you know, obviously I will cover that. I'm not looking forward to doing that. And that's still a ways away, you know. I mean, at least 6 months to a year before that even actually comes into fruition. But until then, the Beamer is, I drive it every so often. My lady took a trip out to California and I was working this really shit job up here where we moved to. And I was driving that for a couple weeks while she was down there. And, you know, and the Beamer, it ran, but every time I drove it, I literally had to keep a jug of coolant in the back, or water, because I'm not paying $20 every time I have to fucking put coolant in it, which is every time I drive it. So I just had a jug of water in the back seat, and anytime I stopped driving it, I'd put coolant in it before I took off again. And I was only 3 miles from home, but still needed coolant every time I drove it. So, like I said, so we're in a new spot, and that's kind of why we've been taking so much time on getting a new video uploaded. There's been just a crazy amount of shit, and so I just wanted to catch you guys up, fill you guys in. The van is almost there. I just got to figure out why it's making this awful noise. Like, I don't even want to start it for you guys. I started it for a split second, heard the noise, shut it off. I don't think this thing is actually cranked more than 5 times, because it starts up first turn, but I don't think I've actually let it turn in 5 times in a cycle, because I don't understand what the noise is. I crawled under it and let my lady start it, and I couldn't see the flywheel moving at all, but the noise just, it does not sound right. So I need to figure out what the hell that's about. But other than that, the van is coming along. We are going to be getting it set up. We're about to do the whole, we had Courtney's dad come down. He's a carpenter. He looked at it and he has a great idea for how we need to set this up so we can actually make it our snowmobile van, you know, and be able to take it on cross-country trips. And like I said, it's still a 4L60 Fix Me, and so who knows how long it's going to drive until it fucking blows out again. But the guy we bought this trans from said it was an upgraded from the actual OEM spec, but he hasn't really came through on really anything he said. The shipping was supposed to be quick. It wasn't. He said it was supposed to be a bolt-in. It wasn't. He said that it needed 13 to 15 quarts. That was wrong. So I'm not really holding my breath on this being actually upgraded from the OEM spec, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I haven't contacted him yet because I want to make sure this thing actually moves once I fix the flywheel issue. But once I do all that, I'll definitely contact him about the issues that are going on with it, and from there, it'll we'll see. We'll see. That's all I gotta say is we'll see. I'm not holding my breath on anything. I'm not, you know, crossing my fingers. At this point, I just want to see it move. I just want to see it drive, and I want to see it get the hell out of this garage so I can bring the fucking Beamer back in. But just giving you guys a quick update on what's going on and why I've been so hit or miss with the with everything. But you know, thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate all the love, regardless of if it's with the van or if it's with the Beamer. You know, it means a lot to me. The subscribers, comments, DMs, all that good shit. I love you guys. I seriously appreciate you guys. You guys have been so patient, and hopefully I can make you guys proud, and hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two about shitty Chevy transmissions and a great Astrovan. But with that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm going to get this uploaded today. And yeah, much love to all of you. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great week. We'll catch you later.